The Honda CB500 from 1993 is a special bike. The CB500 sold today is known for its performance, quality and reliability for a reasonable price. That started in 1993 with the release of the Honda CB500. And sure, Honda has released twins before, but this basic formula has been used since 1993 till this day to great effect, even though the bike is kind of bland at first sight. It has a traditional featherbed steel frame, carburetors, drum brakes and dual shocks. So not the most advanced bike released in the 90s. Though it had lacking specs, history proved that the CB500 would be a successful bike. It was not only the best 500cc bike of the 90s in terms of reliability, reviewers always seem to be pointing at the CB500 when reviewing its competitors, the Kawasaki ER5 and the Suzuki GS500. The Honda seemed to be a better package overall. The Honda also had some racing pedigree. It was raced in the Thundersport 500 Cup in the 1990s and later with the Kawasaki and Suzuki as competitors, though it seemed like most races used the CB500. I like the bike mostly because of its ease of maintenance and as a platform to learn more about mechanics of motorcycles. It is also a light bike and has great combination of stability and nimble handling. It also turns around the corner pretty great, and I would recommend you to watch some footage of the Honda CB500 from the Shop YouTube channel for more spirited riding in the Eastern Alps. Unless you try to race a Tesla, it's faster than most road vehicles in Norway. I accelerated from a 2000s Corvette pretty easily with the bike. I even heard its wheel spin, the Corvette, not the bike. The top speed is around 200 kilometers per hour, so you won't get into much trouble with this bike. It is truly a great first big bike for someone new to motorcycling, but you could also just get a 600cc in my opinion, without struggling too much, or like a Suzuki SV650 is a popular choice, but it's more expensive than this bike. In Norway at least. The size of this bike is also great for beginners, and I feel it's really light in terms of kilos, but it also feels light. It's about 170 kilos dry. I am pretty tall at 188, and that makes this bike kind of small for me, but it's really good for small riders. I love the bike's simplicity. It only has a single front brake, a single headlight, and a drum in the rear. You know, it doesn't get really much simpler than that. The carburetors are also simple, but they can go wrong quite easily if you store bad gas in it, for instance. It's a relatively simple construction compared to fuel injectors, so they're easy to repair. That and its reliability is great. So what I have changed on the bike is the handlebars. I have taken off the original crash bars on its side, installed a new mirror on the handlebar with rubber mounting. The tires are also new and they are Michelin Pilot Active. I also had a Delcovic exhaust at some point installed, but it just became too noisy. Some of the plastic on this bike were red, but it had gotten sun damage, so I painted them black. And either way they need to be replaced, so I will probably replace them with some OEM originals just to have the original look back. The bike has also been crashed at least 2 times by the previous owner, and it has been on its side 1 time because of the wind here. The radiators is not optimal. It has some road debris in it. It's been damage from the crashes and by, road debris. The fan also needs to be replaced, and it hasn't been running at all. But the temps haven't risen over half yet, so it's Norway. You really don't need the fan here. The sensor may also be old, but it's most likely because of the Norwegian cold weather. I haven't ridden it over 30 degrees Celsius. The bike is one I would totally recommend to others. I tried the Ducati Scrambler the other day and it did not feel like the upgrade would be worth it. My next bike though would most likely be a fully faired bike. I'm leaning towards the Honda VFR 800 or 750. The V4 sound is appealing to me, and the sound of this bike is kind of nice too, especially with the aftermarket exhaust. It has some great popping sounds on diesel, you know. And overall, I think it's a future classic bike just because of its heritage. With the current CB500 bikes, they're also the same twin motor, and they are sold in large quantities today. And this one has also been very popular. It's a great formula of low weight and reliable performance. It's a motorcycle I would recommend to anyone looking for a sub 600cc bike. You know, it's not the fastest bike in the world, but it's kind of reliable and it's really, really fun. Thanks for watching. This was my first kind of long video on YouTube, and it was filmed on a $0 budget with my phone. So do subscribe, and I will most likely post more in the future. Bye.